got a haircut. Can't really see him anymore.
Handsome guy.
Welcome back to another episode of Boys Love Cherry Magic.
Now, I don't think you've come out and said this on the pod. And I think it's time to come clean.
Gosh.
You don't like cherries.
Oh, that's untrue. This is slander.
Okay.
This is libel. Okay, this is defamation.
Mm-hmm.
I like fresh cherries. Like a Bing cherry, we love.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I do not like a... Oh, enjoying your Starbucks?
My matcha cold foam, girls. Get into it.
I do not like a maraschino cherry. I think they taste like plastic.
Candy.
Yeah. There's something like fake about them.
Is grenadine cherry syrup?
No, grenadine is
I never know.
Grenadine is pomegranate syrup made from pomegranate juice that gets cooked down with sugar. Grenadine has a delicious balance of mouth-puckering tartness and sweetness that adds surprising depth to cocktails.
To a Sprite.
To
a Sprite.
To a Shirley Temple. So this is where every girly out there who was like, grenadine is cherry. That's why if they don't have cherry Coke, I just throw grenadine in Coke. No, this is why it's better than a cherry Coke because it's not cherry.
It's not actually cherry. Okay, girl.
There you go.
So to the cherries watching, we're sorry.
Are you a cherry? Do you like cherries? I know you like maraschino cherries.
I don't seek out.
RJ can do the...
I can tie the cherry stem in my mouth. People say that's, what do they call it? Tongue technology?
Okay. Oh.
Fine.
What's your take on magic? How are we feeling about magic these days? Are we calling Goody Proctor a witch?
Big proponent of magic. Just not in schools. Preferably not in
not magic
school and Charmed.
Boot.
Anyway, what happens in
this is episode 10. Things are going well for Suge and Minato because Suge has lost his powers. So
you're on your own, girl.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats to her. Congrats to everybody involved. And now he's just like bragging on the phone about like how great his love life is.
Wow, boy, it's amazing. Yeah, he's like, oh my God, who knew it was so nice to share experiences with another person?
Yeah.
We do get a Station of the Cross.
Here in this moment?
The toothbrush in the bathroom.
Oh, we get a clip. Yes, they show that they've...
I feel like any BL that shows...
Whose is it? It's Suge and Minato's, right?
Yes, because they show like... Yeah. Because he was like, it's definitely more cramped in my place
cramped,
now.
yeah. He does say that. That's right.
Now that there are two toothbrushes in the cup.
Showing two toothbrushes in a cup on the sink.
Brushing teeth together
or anything.
Okay, shoulder to cry on.
Director buys me dinner.
The first time I ever saw like the trope of leaving your toothbrush in your partner's home to like show that like this is the next step was Sex and the City.
Was it?
Because Carrie...
There's an American show that I know it from too.
So Carrie and Big, and then Big gave Carrie one of the heads of his electronic toothbrush that she uses to brush her teeth. And then basically like started the conversation. I was like, well, why don't I just leave a toothbrush here? That was the first time I was like, oh.
There's one that I'm thinking of and I cannot picture it in my mind right now. But the like, whoever, I think it was like a guy's apartment and the girl had left the toothbrush. It feels very Seinfeld actually. But he like goes in and then all of a sudden slowly realizes that she's left things. And then he's like,
I don't know,
we're too close.
It feels like a thing you'd see on Mom.
Adachi, it's going to happen. Don't you fret,
Monsieur Marius.
You won't feel any pain.
A little fall of...
Anyway, Adachi's freaking out as normal.
Because he's like, oh no,
like,
my time's
I would
running.
want it to be with him. I don't think I'm
not ready.
He but says, I would want it to be with him. Yeah. Why am I freaking out about this? I need to work on this because we also have introduced in these last few episodes, we've introduced this like B plot with the like contest for the product.
But also knowing that like there is a date. There's a quote unquote real date that needs to happen.
Yeah.
That Kurosawa was like, yes, all of these are just practice dates, but because he wants the real date to be at the top of the Hancock.
Right.
In the bathroom.
Yes. So he's at work the next day and he's like, so I came up with this idea, and he shows them, and it's like you can like design your own notebook with these like decorative pens, and they're like, oh, that's cute. Yeah, totally. That's cute. Rukaku walks up and is like, that's basic bitch energy. And they're like,
girl, that's highlighters. You made highlighters? Cool.
We
Basic
sell
ass.
those. Adachi is a little miffed about like what Rukaku said, but I also think he's not super confident in this design anyway. Like it's like a little idea.
Yes.
So he's working on it at his place, and Kurosawa's over, and they're just like hanging out together because they're boyfriends now. So they're just being very domestic and sweet together. It's very cute. So
I love that feeling of just like hanging out at home.
Yeah.
You know,
in this 300 square foot apartment.
Yeah.
I don't think we could do a studio.
No. Not with this fucking menace. And also all the shit that I have. That we own together.
So Adachi's like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna relax a little bit. They talk a little bit, and slowly Kurosawa like helps Adachi see that like everyone in the office is actually rooting for him.
It's
like
very
Fujisaki-san,
sweet.
but even the guy who's like really usually annoying,
he's like, hey, let me take that. I'll
take it off your hands for you so you can continue working. Like everybody's rooting for Adachi because he's like the everyman of the office.
Yes.
Like they all want to see him succeed. He's the Cinderella story.
But then in this moment, he does feel that like, well, I don't want to disappoint everyone now.
Right.
know?
And then he makes a comment about like, Kurosawa, you're perfect. Like you've never had to worry about anything in your whole life.
It took me a while to remember that like, oh, that was just to us. When Kurosawa explained how he feels about being perfect all the time.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh, that's weird. Don't you know that he feels that way? I'm like, no, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Even though he knows a lot of Kurosawa's thoughts, he doesn't know that thought.
Yeah.
And so Kurosawa, I think, smartly is like, let's take a break. Let's get out of let's clear the room.
Yeah.
And so they go on a little, what they call a practice date, and they go to a theme park. Now this, baby.
Okay. I mean, should we admit to the girls?
I mean, most of the girls know.
Most of the girls already know. We did a fucking Boys Planet episode at Disney World.
We are recovering.
Like theme park adults.
Yeah.
Specifically
Disney.
But I would say you have more of like a roller coaster like edge, like girly.
Oh,
because
she's a thrill seeker.
Yeah. And I'm more of a corn dogs.
Yeah, you're the food.
Churros. Yeah.
You love a state fair.
I love... If I only know a state fair song. This state fair is the great state fair.
That's almost right.
Yeah, I love just the novelty of like an amusement park theme park. I am... Yeah. Former theme park creative.
Can we say that? We can say that,
Former,
right? Yeah, it's your resume.
Yes, it's on my fucking portfolio.
I mean, everything you worked on is
done.
Open.
Yeah,
it's
girl.
Done.
Come find my name. My name's all over Walt Disney World.
You can
go to the Jungle Skipper Canteen and find my name on some books.
It's true. That is true.
So,
and you can find your face at Epcot.
My face
and your face at Avatar, the Flight of Passage.
That's true.
In the queue.
Yeah. So the idea of this...
Meanwhile, I was the one actually putting in the work with the guests, but I have no fucking legacy. It's fine. It tells you a lot. That's all I'm going to say. It tells you a lot.
I do love the novelty of... And even like when I was talking about all the shows that I used to watch when I was little about Japan, there was that one TV show of like the Filipino host going to different Japanese amusement parks. Because there's just like... It can just be like something small in a mall. There's like a handful.
They have a lot of.
They have a lot more
small. Yeah, very small. Yeah.
And when we go to Asia, we're going to.
I'm trying to think of like what almost like if
the Mall of America,
the Mall of America one was like
in everything.
Yeah, everywhere.
If there was one in Schaumburg. Oh,
the dream.
The dream. But yeah, so I do have a soft spot for. I do have a soft spot for like theme park, amusement parky type things.
Like America's a lot of roller coaster amusement parks.
Yes.
Japan has a lot of, I think, like more gentler rides like theme parks.
Carousel merry-go-rounds.
Sure.
This damn Viking. My God. The clutch on the Viking ride on these stations.
The grip.
The grip.
She's got her necks on the girlies.
Oh my God. The girlies love the Viking.
I mean, I used to ride the Viking when it came to like our county fair. The Viking ship. It's so funny that it's a Viking ship.
I don't think the Vikings ever reached.
Because famously in Mall of America, it was a skateboard. What are we talking about? So they're at the theme park. They go on the Viking. They're having a great time.
They go on
the teacups. They're not teacups, but their version of the teacups.
It's like slow. It was very fun.
Very slow. But I also couldn't tell if it was like it's slow because they're shooting.
Yeah.
That I couldn't figure out. But they're on like their version of the teacups. They're flirting. Okay, they can't stop flirting.
Yes, Kurosawa loves to take pictures of Adachi.
Yeah, as we've learned.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
There's one picture because Kurosawa was like, or Adachi's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they ride the merry-go-round.
Not a carousel.
Not a carousel because famously, I do have to tell you guys.
Teach the girls.
Carousels have all horses. Merry-go-rounds have a plethora of animals.
This is when all the Gen Zers are. Oh my God, who fucking cares?
Nobody. But I want you to know. And then they end up on the Viking ship. And Adachi's the one who's like, "Oh, I've always wanted to ride one of these." And so they go on, and then he immediately is like,
it starts moving, and he goes,
First of all, it's so funny. It's shot on a GoPro.
Yes. As if we're run BTS
the debut music video for Fantasy Boys.
So he's sick. And Kurosawa looks just as concerned, obviously, and sad.
Yeah, he feels bad.
Yeah. Because it's like his idea. Like he brought them there, blah, blah, blah. But Adachi was very open about I thought I could handle it, but I guess I couldn't.
Right. Adachi gets sick, and then he first interprets Kurosawa's coldness as though he's mad at Adachi for getting sick, and then he listens to his thoughts and realizes that Kurosawa is blaming himself for even having the idea to come, and he messed up the whole day.
He should have been more thoughtful about
what to do, blah blah blah, how to take care of him.
It was very interesting because Adachi was like, well, I bet he's probably just tired. He's like, yeah, you're probably just really tired, huh? And he's like, no, I feel fine. And that's what Adachi's like. He's mad. Yeah. So.
Because Adachi basically decides that he's like, I'm going to do, it shouldn't have been up to Kurosawa to have to do everything.
Yes. Or to always be considerate of my feelings.
Right.
Where I could just be open about what I want or how I feel.
So Adachi is like, we'll go on another practice date. And they go to the comic book store.
Because these fucking nerds.
The manga.
They were like, oh.
I love it.
The new edition came out.
The new edition of
Ragna Break or something like that.
Girl.
Magna Break. Magnus.
Fruits Basket. Okay.
Yes, very good.
Inuyasha.
Very
These are the
good.
only two that I remember from this girl who I would ride the bus with and
Not even from
grade.
I was going to say not even from your Barnes & Noble days, but you didn't work you were in the cafe.
So I was in the cafe, books. No, I didn't. I worked one shift at register. And for some reason that day, everybody wanted their
membership.
No, I didn't even try to push it. I said, fuck memberships. I don't care. It's not my job. No, everybody wanted their books wrapped.
So you had to wrap?
Yes, they do. You can at Barnes & Noble. I believe. Okay, this was a while ago, but
this is
when I worked
good
there,
10 years.
You could just ask to have your stuff gift wrap, and they would do it for you for free.
Wow.
And a bunch, and I was the only person on register, and I am very particular. Tedious. Meticulous. That's a great word. Also, just like wrapping paper, we're done. I'm gonna say it's a chop,
guys.
You can't recycle it.
We're not doing gift wrap paper anymore.
No, if you're gonna wrap, use like a newspaper.
Use newspapers. Support print media.
Sure, I don't think that's how people normally mean it when they say support print media, but sure.
As someone who was on the Chicago Tribune
website,
blog. Yes, Miss Girl. She got a little shout out from the show. So they go
to dinner.
They love to go to dinner.
And Adachi's like, this is my tip and trick.
Yeah.
Because this place is so good, but it's so cheap. He loves a little haunt.
It's very, I think it's like izakaya, like they get little skewers.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Looks great. We used to have a place like that in I mean, I'm sure there's one here. We don't know.
Gone. No, because you won't let me. Because we're poor.
These people don't want to hear about us being poor. So you can get that.
Because they fully see on our Twitter all the shit that we buy. Albums, fan calls.
Yeah.
I fell. It was an accident.
You fell?
I tripped
and
then I fell on the mouse. And it ordered the fan call.
And it ordered the whole fan call. Isn't it just, or you ordered the chance to win the fan call?
But we got, hey, Mama, we got the 2 album sets.
If we get it,
it's me.
Did you put in one for each of us?
No, it's me. 5:30 a.m. Yeah.
Yikes.
So I'm gonna be on there being like, hi, Anthony. Mabuhay. Yeah.
Hi, Takuto.
Konnichiwa, Takuto. Fighting.
Tailaga Takuto.
Yep, that's me.
Okay, so they go to dinner and he's like, hey, I submitted this. So he sort of shows Kurosawa his idea.
Cheer for people. So it's like, I'm rooting for you type of stuff. But basically he made it so that way it's like some people find it hard to like say how they feel.
Yeah.
So this way it shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cute.
It's a cute little novelty.
You would buy that. You would see that shit at any stationery store and be like, that's cute. That's a cute gift.
For sure. Kurosawa was like, you said I was perfect and I want you to know I'm not perfect, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like this is like the only kind of show where both characters are over 30 where you're going to have them actually like be able to have a real adult mature conversation without freaking out and getting emotional.
Yeah. Just like all of our conversations.
I'm not over 30.
Girl, you're delusional.
I'm Gen Z. I was born in 2001.
I'm Gen Z.
This show, okay, is a
BL.
It's a coming of age story.
A Bildungsroman.
Yes.
Is what it's called.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not even going to explain it. I'm just going to say that and then you tell me if you agree or not.
I think so because ultimately it's Adachi coming to terms with like being like a functioning person in society.
Yeah.
Like
kind of the loss of like
person.
letting go of his insecurity and his like childishness. I wouldn't say that is like immature per se,
no.
but his more of just like the willingness to be brave and take on the world around him in a real way.
Yeah.
And coming of age stories are my favorite type. You know this, but coming of age stories are my favorite type of story. They're my favorite type of media.
Yeah.
Anything. The movie doesn't even have to be good for me to really like the coming of age story movie. So I think when I realized that, that was why a part of me was like, oh, that's why I really connected
with Adachi. Yeah. Yeah.
And also like he's cute and like I'm cute. You know what I mean? So like things like that too. I think really we see we're in common on, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, he comes of age, but I think you're still on your way. So,
okay, Grandpa, how's your foot?
Fighting. My foot?
And then I wrote, this is so healthy. Just enjoy this because we're going from this show into Only Friends. So just enjoy this energy while we have this energy.
I bet we're going to go in and be like, wow, talk about people who live in toxicity. I mean,
it's going to be great television.
Oh, yeah.
I think probably the weakest part of the show is like, sometimes like, where's the conflict?
Yes.
Other than like Adachi in his own head.
We do get comments from people of like, it's hard to watch sometimes. I'm not as hooked as you guys. So your recaps help me kind of see things.
Yeah.
Because I think of that same reason. It's very
totally
under the radar in that way.
It is if when you're in an acting class, as RJ and I can tell you, and you're always trying to be like, raise the stakes. That's not really a thing in this show.
No.
They never really raise the stakes.
I will say
Suge and Minato, I think, raise the stakes.
I do think the show in these last episodes kind of lose a little bit of the slapstick.
It starts to coast.
Especially from these 10, 11, and 12. It's pretty much just like earnest. Like you are watching.
It's very sweet.
The end of a K-drama where it's just like.
Oh my God. We haven't even talked. Did you see their reunion pic? So cute.
They look Kurosawa looks so handsome with this like longer hair. Daddy.
Papa.
Literal daddy. Actually, I don't know.
A father. I don't know.
But they look so handsome.
They look so great. So they're walking out from dinner and they're holding hands. And
this is what I mean. There are a lot of girlies who are like, okay, when are they? I need to see the action.
Baby, you're not gonna see any. Nothing.
Baby.
So they're holding hands, they're walking down the street, blah blah blah. And they're talking about how like they technically haven't gone on a real date yet.
So they're like, well, Christmas is coming up. Maybe we can do something like for the end of the year or New Year or something.
Yeah. And then Kurosawa in his mind is like, oh, there's the Christmas Day fireworks. I'll bring Adachi and that'll be our first official date together. Yes. And Adachi,
like, just kind of like in a cough. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, fireworks would be cute. And Kurosawa was like,
huh?
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
And Adachi was like, yeah.
Yep, you sure did. And then Kurosawa was like, oh, I wanted it to be a surprise. I can't believe I fucked up.
He looks so
disappointed in himself.
He looks so disappointed in himself that it's so real. Like, I could feel how real Kurosawa feels that way. Huh?
Do you get disappointed in yourself often?
No! I meant like his acting, not relating to personal. Oh my God.
Genuinely this earnest and cares this much about Adachi. Ugh.
So that's when Adachi fully is like, I need you to be more careful. And then Kurosawa was like, yeah, because I almost thought for a second that you like read my mind. And then Adachi's like, I'm going to have to tell him.
Yeah.
At some point.
I think this is what I will say about this show is that I think it's really cool to do a moral, ethical question at the end of the show, being like, because Adachi is like, I had never considered that I shouldn't be listening to his thoughts.
Yeah. Or anyone's.
Yeah. He had never thought about like, those are supposed to be private. So I do think it's like very cool that they have this like philosophical thing at the end of the show.
Like, has this been right this entire time?
Right. Is Adachi the villain? Tune in to find out.
Can't wait to see.
Yeah. But yeah. And then it ends on this very dramatic.
Because even Kurosawa's like, why are we just looking at each other?
What's happening?
What's happening? But Adachi is fully having like
a crisis.
A cliffhanger crisis, yeah.
Crisis of conscience.
Yeah.
A true crisis of conscience. He has no idea if what he's been doing is good or not.
Yeah.
Because he used it
to take advantage.
He used it to take advantage, not necessarily in a nefarious way, but he was using things that he shouldn't have had access to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, Adachi's a good person.
Exactly. So every time he's done it, he's used it for the betterment of like the situation.
Yes.
And like helping people.
Yes. And I think that the show has gone out of its way multiple times. The story and like the manga too goes out of its way multiple times to be like, oh, he like is considerate of others and like uses it to, you know, take care of them just as he is taken care of by the folks that are around him that like him. It gets very heady.
Yeah.
Toward the end of the show of being like,
especially since it starts in a very fluffy,
goofy
way.
Goofy. Because that's the fun part of being like, okay, magic exists. Fine. What are the like consequences of Yeah. You know, I watched a show once, and they would say frequently, "All magic comes at a price." You want to say Magic School killed Charmed? Mama Neverland killed Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
They were just walking around that one little set they had in Vancouver over and
over again.
Girl, get them out. Fly them out.
And it wasn't even the surprise wasn't even worth it at all.
Of course,
it did nothing
honestly,
to the story.
At this point in culture, how many times have we gotten the like Peter Pan is the villain trope?
Yeah.
Too many.
I will say
Peter Pan is a child. We don't need to be like the ultimate big bad of Once Upon a Time is Peter Pan. Girl, if you don't shut the fuck up.
Who gives a fuck, girl?
Rumpelstiltskin was trying to steal people's children and you're like, Peter Pan's the problem? Do some reflection. He's like Rumpelstiltskin's dad or something like that. It's so stupid. Boo!
That first season was so good.
That first season is so good, though. Lana Perea should have won a fucking Emmy for that show.
She should have won an Emmy for that show. She was so good.
Jennifer Goodwin, also great on that show.
Move up.
Oh, thank you. Great question. Yeah, it's hard because
it's really just Kurosawa and Adachi.
Yeah.
All episode long. You know what? I'll give it to that guy. The one who keeps mooching off of Adachi because he was like, hey, let me take this one. You should go home.
Wow, yeah. Growth.
So I'll give it to him.
I'll give it to Kurosawa because of the moment at the end.
Yeah, totally.
That you talked about.
Also just like
and how excited they got over stupid mangas.
Yeah.
Not stupid mangas, I shouldn't say that. And how excited they got over mangas. That was very cute.
So cute. It was fun to see him experience Adachi's world.
Yeah, which he's also a part. I think Kurosawa's like, oh, dates have to be like this very formal.
And Adachi's like, no, it can just be.
But they also aren't dates yet either.
The practice.
Yeah, the practice. Practice dates.
Just like these are all just practice recaps.
Yeah.
These aren't real recaps. These are just practice.
These aren't real.
Yeah.
This is a simulation.
Great.
Bye.
See ya. 2 more episodes.
2 more. We got 2 more episodes.
2 more episodes.
We got one
special.
So
we'll just cover all of them.
We'll cover all the specials.
And the movie.
And then the movie. And I believe we're going to be, if you're on our Patreon,
watching the movie.
We're going to be watching the movie.
Yeah. Grab your popcorn, girls.
Grab your popcorn.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.